already one of them. So in this case, G2 will not be 2-0. 1-1 at best, 0-2 at worst. But that at worst scoreline comes from, of course, an upset from Big, who I think had we gone back to the RMR, and if Big were in 3D Max's position where they were starting at the elimination stage as opposed to the opening stage, I almost think they would have retained a bit more of that certain kind of presence that they were playing with. But we saw some struggles from Big. We saw them taper off somewhat as the opening stage went by. And so to me, I don't think G2 should be too nervous about this German unit. But let's find out, shall we, folks? It's Mirage for the third time in a row here on the B stream. Headshots to be had. 0-2 for the loser of this one. It's a quick challenge down into the B site. It is Hunter to whiff all his shots. Nothing lands. Snacks, same case.
Okay.
And so Big post plant in the pistol.
I'm not going to say anything.
Say it.
I can't say anything you haven't seen. That was a lot of bullets that didn't hit anybody. And now a retake. That's still entirely possible, but perfect peek from Searson and Crimbo to take out the last two, and Big, they've won a round. They've won the opening round, and yeah, I think, like, the thing is, like, maybe overnight your form changes. That's the other thing, right? You know, maybe you're not feeling it in game one. You're like, we can talk about things, get ready for day two, but you don't have that much time to get ready for the second game. So I think Big, massive opportunity here to make the most of this. Nade's coming out onto the B site. Everyone's tucked in.
Yeah, USPs, send them to the Shadow Realm. Nothing you can do about that one. Quick burst, so Big gonna keep it simple. Back-to-back B pops. Ooh, not supposed to happen like that. Regon goes down. There's always this curious note about Big's fifth, you know? If it's not Xantares, if it's not Smooya, if it's nowadays Regon, it's 4 Germans plus 1. And with Regon, honestly, his introduction into Big Clan,
rough.
Very.
Yeah, it was Cologne as well, which made it a little bit harder because there was a lot of pressure on Big, obviously, at that event.
And I'm not saying that I still think he's able to get to his maximum potential. I do think there's still room for growth. As we saw with the Bad News Eagles camp, he is capable of more, but he really has had to reinvent himself to slot in and to earn this chance at playing with one of the more established orgs. We'll see as this game goes on if he's going to throw his name into the ring versus G2.
Wow, we got another missed window smoke, which means jail time.
Jails are getting full.
Maybe Dinko can send you a photo of the lineup on WhatsApp. And make sure you land it.
Malb's hanging on to the corner, fire at his feet. Ooh, it's awkward.
Oh, it's so awkward.
He gets blinded in the process. Regon can't double down to the player on triple. Nico's going to hang on to his ankle around the smoke. Oh, he's blind. Good util coming out of Big.
That was really weak, obviously, from G2. The utility was fantastic, but there was nothing in place really to help Malbs out of that spot. There was Nico peeking into nothing and then getting blind, swinging again. That was a little bit weak looking, and even though Snacks and Hunter struggled in these first couple of rounds, now it's their A player's turn.
Oh, there you go, folks. G2, 0-2.
G02.
G02, it's confirmed.
We'll see if that actually happens, but again, if Big came into the stage and didn't have, like, they just kind of qualified directly here, I would obviously be way more skeptical, but they're one of the teams that definitely have benefited from a tough week of gaming in front of this same crowd, getting used to these setups, and improving their map pool all the while. Because you're improving. One official has got to be worth, a whole day of scrims in terms of how much you're actually going to learn from it. Everyone cares the most for these games, and I think that's also why Spirit struggle, because, like, I'm sure they put in a lot of hard work to prep for everything. And all these teams stayed in Shanghai for a long time now. I think so many people stayed since Blast World Final in Singapore. But nothing beats officials. You know, nothing beats officials.
Searson looking for that early contact as the two M4s float around the map. One of them right here in the hands of Snacks. The other Hunter with eyes on B. Nico and Monacy both with Kevlar. Snacks gets to keep his M4, Mo. Some people hate that.
Yeah, they did that last game. It was obviously a really bad idea.
And they're doing it again.
This is Zeus era Navi. This is where we learned how to avoid situations like this. Like every other rifler on this team.
Tapson, you're about to have a face full of G2. Okay, Deagles to the top of Con.
Okay.
No M4s needed. There's a little pop-off moment for the CT side. They aren't able to hold back the cross, but I believe bombs at their feet. Yeah, right there, in fact. Monacy gonna keep his eyes glued to it. He hits the leg shot, and that's gonna let Snacks support him to finish it off. It is Deagles at top Con. The first bit of X Factor from G2 on display.
Not too shabby right there with the push, and Big, they were in a decent spot to still deny these trades, but oh man, look at everybody here. In fact, they had a molly that landed on Cat, but they didn't take the vision away from Snacks up there. G2 on the board.
Doing it in G2 fashion. Should never, ever forget the deadliness of G2's Deagles.
That's always been the justification, though, for the weaker player getting the rifle, is that the better players are more likely to get kills with pistols, so you kind of all have a chance to get kills. You know, still doesn't really make sense, but that's the justification.
It's like using the ramp at the bowling alley.
And the other thing is that, you know, you don't want to be just like a piggy bank for your team. You want to have confidence in your own ability, and if you're never set up at all for those chances, then that's when, I think mentally you just really destroy yourself as a player. So,
shout out Sanji one time.
Oops. Yeah.
Getting dangerously close to this B site. They go for the boost in sight. That's Hunter. Snacks to work with him. Third piece comes out in Monacy, so you know that ops train down the catwalk, ready for the arrival of Searson, who hits the dirt empty-handed. Rifles all in the mix. It's gonna take another glimpse down. Cat catches a second contact. Everything's looking good so far, and the riflers haven't even really had to thrive yet. Monacy, there's a third. He's just got this bench cover. He's losing teammates. He's had to do it all. Monacy sees everyone. His teammates offer nothing.
No kills on the two players outside of Monacy. Holding down the periphery. Nico coming in. Wait, they need a plant. Oh, it's got to be right now, and they finally get it down. Nico, they find the peak on him, but 1v1, bomb plant default. Oh! It's the day save for Nico here with his 1v2 clutch. And it's a full house between him and Monacy to win the round for G2.
It's never too early to sprinkle in a Kovac clutch. But boys, everybody else around Monacy dies with nothing. How does Hunter lose? He's so hidden in that bomb site.
Yeah, especially with where the players were. It's hard to surprise that he gets away with this. Oh wow, what a clear from Crimbo.
Crimbo's just on it.
That's actually
beautiful attempt here from Crimbo. Honestly, Nico's so ready for him because he knows where the plant happens.
Straight up, Crimbo gets all three kills right there. And it's his first jump out of the second window where he stays on the ledge. That allows him to get the first kill in a tricky way. Monacy is tied up watching Cat the entire time. And yeah, credit to Crimbo. Nearly forged a path for Big to close that out.
nearly. Instead, they're going to find themselves down to the Glocks at a D-Gon, Re-Gon.
That rolls off the tongue.
I love the way that Monacy and Nico hype each other out.
Yeah.
Just two.
No one beats Hooksy, though.
Right? Sure, sure, that's true. But the difference is
so sick, Ilya.
Nico. There's nothing more exciting than watch Nico and Monacy cheer for each other's plays.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Why'd you have to say that?
Don't worry. It's going to be them in the finals versus the Mongols. They won't win, but it'll be very exciting that they got that far.
It's just
together.
Two massive stars circling one another. You can't help but be drawn into it. That's the gravitational force of G2 in this current formula, and the duo that is Nico and Monacy. One last run.
They'll be able to hang their heads Shanghai.
All right, Snacks, what are you made of? You got one smoke, one flash coming your way. Little jump spot, sees him. Ooh, get your gun out.
Little late.
He's got a teammate on catwalk who takes a dink. Hunter here to clean it up.
Wait, they just forgot about him?
Forget about him. He's got you.
He saw. They're like, okay, get him. And then they ran to bench. They didn't even clear. They just thought he would run.
Not Snacks.
No, not Snacks.
Well, maybe because they don't expect him to just get blinded, crouch, and look at the wall by Van.
Why'd our utility work so well?
He just stops moving, and Big only hunt by movement, it seems. So that eco leaves a lot to be desired if you're Big Clan, but hey, you've got the full guns up next. So it's Searson and Crimbo doing what they can at the start of this map. But obviously a huge ask for them to keep up to their counterparts in Nico and Monacy. Looks like they're priming for the DP. Trades there for JDC, but the double's not. And the fallback all the way up through connector for Nico means G2 have got Big scrambling to recover.
It's a really nice timing for them. They were keeping tabs on top mid, but they still could have had Big crossing, but with the cat smoke still up, there was that max, one player there at the box. They came in early because Big were trying to get two players, Rigon and JDC, to walk up the entire way through underpass. So they just exercise some good prophylaxis, stop a problem before it starts. Now they can really activate their B-site players, and Snacks will get one in the back.
Easy pickup for him. It's going to be so much attention that Crimbo has to give to Snacks that the nade misses, and the spray doesn't quite kill Crimbo. You've let Crimbo put his gun back in hand, and unfortunately for Big, he falters, which means Searson now, takes the shot at the jumping player. Beautiful little tether there to set up Monacy. Him and Nico just synergized.
So good.
G2.
I think he doesn't.
Thriving.
He doesn't go for the bank off the wall on B apps for the to nade defaults because of Searson up in the halls, just in case if he went out a little wider, I think he could have died. But yeah, here's the good part of the round, and I think this is what's uniquely G2. It's the really fast mid-round aggressions that I think have them stand out more, help them stand out amongst the rest of the teams right now. That's a hard double swing to read, right?
Sure. No doubt. Double op setup comes out from G2. Snacks and Monacy.
Yeah, and when a team like Big like to play fundamentally sound in moments like that, I think that's when G2 can really show their strength. That's making great use of your individuals. And that was the miracle of Dallas, the miracle of the fall
2K.
final. I mean, Stewie definitely had a part in it, but him, Nexa definitely had a lot of help. It's just without Monacy and Nico and Hunter back at Dallas.
Yes.
That's individual carrying, where I can't even say that in jest at all. That is to the nth degree star power individual play and ability on display.
Ooh, little missed shot from Monacy. So be it. Mulb's full blind, tries to track. T stopped running, but it's no laughing matter. They've actually found, I said nothing. Snacks opens the smoke, exposing Nico to the deagle there, just for the record, folks. He's like, yo, I need an angle. And poor Nico fed to the wolves.
That's brutal.
Crimbo did pick up an M4 in all of this, and he does have Kevlar, so this is one of those sketchy but possible moments. And that would have helped had he not gotten gushed. Hunter able to wide swing. That op will be saved. Looking for the second. Yes, sir, they've still got them. So the heavy investment of G2 moves forth despite Big's 3 kills that round.
Yeah, that's just a beautiful spam through the smoke. You can hear where the bomb's getting planted and just sends a few bullets through. Why not test this? Perfect. So quick, in fact, he has time to reposition for Tapson. And Tapson sitting in there, kind of hoping that someone sprays the smoke. Oh, man.
Too fast.
Totally zoned into that. Right? The Molly just sent him on his way right into the arms of Monacy.
Easily scoops up the opening frag.
Oh, jail time. Connector smoke missing. That's a life sentence.
Yeah, that's extra.
That's a life sentence.
Yeah.
Don't make us bring back the... Oh.
All right, interesting. Man. Turn of events here. We got a couple kills exchanged, but Monacy's in the pocket. Yeah, and he's not going to miss, man.
Oh, he doesn't, does he?
Monacy just doing everything this round, from catwalk into the middle of the A hit. Total rotation around the map. 3 kills in, single-handedly shutting down Big so far. Misses his chance at a 4th, and his teammate fails it. Oh! Nico not able to get the kill to Recon, who's finally starting to get active. His best moment so far on this map, and you have put Tapson into a winnable clutch. He anticipates somebody into the jungle, gets no contact, and falls off. You've got Snacks running over. He can easily switch to the rifle. Tapson decides to play out in front of the ramp. This could catch them off guard, and it's a good first headshot, but Snacks has got your trade. Yeah. Snacks has got your back.
Yeah. Guaranteed trade right there. Nice try from Regon. That was really perfect with the spam on Monacy after the first kill. Capitalized on the missed flick. And G2, another problem actually is Mulbs. He's quietly been getting worked here over on the A site. And I think struggled a bit in the first game as well. If I'm not, let me double check on that actually. I was trying to see if Monacy had a bad start, but...
Mulbs was 12 and 18, Monacy 17 and 15, the only positive player for G2 as they lose to Mongols. Always something to be proud of. Underpass creep up with the bomb. JDC and Regon trying to close that distance. There was a little bit of pressure here in this round from G2's mid setup, but really just kind of giving it right back. And oh, Regon, poor guy's getting bullied. Lucky to be alive. Can't really take up the front. He's gonna try to just throw himself at his enemies, offset some crosshairs. Nade's gonna find him.
Oh, that's
poor
beautiful.
Guy. Mulbs sweeping away with a double kill inside of the site, but there's a recovery to be had yet again. Oh, Searson turns on the quick run in from Hunter. This 2v5's got legs.
And unfortunately, it looks like Snacks will hear someone running through spawn. Crimbo spotted and now dead.
Yeah. Oh, but Searson finishes off the other in sight. He's trying to chase down the player into jungle. He'll go. He holds on 8 HP. What? Searson on for the ace. Just like that. He's going to scoop up the bomb and he's going to run. Snacks last spotted at the top of mid. He's got it, baby. Snacks has got your back, back to back.
And he got that top mid push, heard about Crimbo, took him down first. Been a few great rounds from him, and he had a streak of maps. It was like 40 in a row with, you know, a negative KD, which is just a fun thing to point out. But after that, after he broke the curse, his individual level has definitely been coming up again. So we're getting more instances of great rounds out of him, just straight up individually, and some more clutches too. You gonna miss another window smoke? I don't know. Yeah, they did. That's jail time.
Those are mistakes you can make in the opening stage, but not quite the elimination.
And you can only say that because they actually made it through, but it probably didn't help, Connor.
You know, one thing despite Snax' struggles, I do always just love his demeanor. You know, I feel like even in a clutch like that last round, there's just never stress with Snax.
And that is one thing that's undeniable. He is a champion, right?
Yeah.
He's done something that none of these G2 players have done. And that's win the major. And people want to say there was no pressure back then. That was a home turf major at Katowice. One of the craziest things that you could watch live for sure. Absolutely incredible.
Ooh,
back in
that
2014.
incendiary gives Tabson a little extra space. He's going to take it through window. Nico's tagged, so he's not spamming that smoke. m0NESY in the pocket. Nico does emerge, low HP, pistols prevailing inside of A. Another one that gives G2 something to think about, but Regon's down. Searson back into it. Wasn't able to ace one round ago. Arm's not long enough to reach that better weapon, so into the Galil he'll go, and that's gonna get away from him. Bodies moving up from connector. G2 swoop forward for the 8-3 lead.
They do. And yeah, that small lead that Big had at the beginning has totally vanished, and individuals are definitely shining. Unfortunately, it's come with a couple of clutches to deny Big and some good moments as well. Nico's 1v2 after Crimbo's 3K. Snax is 1v1 after Searson got 4. But if there's one team in the world with the fine X factor, it is G2.
Searson now giving his team a couple moments of hope, which I think is a welcome sight when you are Searson, and it is the big formula. Juggling a second top, by the way, into the marketplace. Snax bringing 2 guns to the party and may not need either one. Oh,
Damn. Work that
sits
whip.
them down on a gun round, no less. He absolutely shines. Nico here to close it. 9-round CT side. Phenomenal from m0NESY. But it's Snax, your second highest fragger.
Yeah, with the clutch and everything.
2 of them.
Yeah, and the
Imagine that.
great info plays, everything like that. So lovely stuff. Everything going swimmingly here for G2 after a rough first game.
Unfortunately for Big Man, that's a 3-0 start to a 9-3 half.
And, you know, even if you go, yes. And, yeah, and for them, I mean, if they had a real chance or they had made this sort of 6-6 where we saw some good rounds in the middle there that they actually closed out, then maybe it would be about, can Big make this comeback happen? But let's be real. At the moment, this was about finding out whether G2 are on form and whether or not Big were in incredible form.
Yes. It's a testament to the level that the Mongols are also bringing to Shanghai. G2 are right back to where they should be. Putting a real amount of space between them and the other competitors, the likes of Big. Doesn't seem like G2 are going home tonight without at least one win.
Close to that finishing mark, but job's not finished. Big have a chance to impress here on the CT side. Careful how far you peel back if you're Searson from helping out Crimbo in this spot. The pop is about to come. Oh, and they catch Crimbo. An extra jump, too.
Ooh.
Oh, we hit that.
That had to have been a clean one. Monacy will get him as he falls out from window. It's a good flurry back from Big. JDC and Searson gonna get the job done.
Oh, excellent. The fast rotations perfectly in time to help Crimbo. And yeah, what was that first shot from Crimbo?
Cue it up. Mulbs just jumps right out into the crosshair. That almost felt like more crosshair placement than flick.
Yeah, definitely. Aiming for
Crimbo.
a little jump out of the window.
He do be smooth.
So 2 pistols wasn't enough. Well, oh, sorry. Furia fought back against 2 pistols. It was enough for Vitality. But that's something you also got to face that's hard for teams, is the fact that G2 are so good on those pistols. And Big and now have at least picked up both.
Regon into the pack. Easy couple kills for him. Just deny the bomb plant. Nothing to be upset about. It's the cleanest of conversions. It's not that G2 aren't too far out of touching distance. It's just 3 rounds at the start of the first half meant absolutely nothing for Big.
Yeah. So
Gun rounds have been G2s from start to finish. Sure, back-to-back Snacks clutches means there was something of an opening here and there. But that's just it. Snacks is playing well enough that you have been kept beyond arm's reach. Unfortunately, Tapson struggling. Regon, same boat. Big can't shy away from having some sort of presence up mid, so they're gonna throw that Crimbo MP9 to the tip of mid. Ooh, he hears it despite being blind. Snacks, climbs up, gets canceled. And Mulbs smoked out of the underpass push. It's also being held. I wouldn't run through this.
That's a moment I might appreciate out of Mulbs if he really slows this down enough. And Regon's just out in the open, doesn't hit a bullet, actually.
Hunter climbs up, jumps, regains accuracy, and never even gets hit. Luckily for Big, Crimbo will put him down.
And now Mulbs, he waited patiently inside that smoke, now he activates.
And it's actually the CT to come out of the smoke, but he missed the timing. Oh, he'll find him in the end. And a molly over towards Ticket. JDC seemingly known. Crimbo tough spot on 2/3 health. And Nico just taking his teammates down one after another. Crimbo just does have cover to work with. Searson starting to come out from jungle now. It's a back turn to him. It's both positions known. Monacy with the wall bang. Calls him out, puts him down. And Searson spotted on the jump. Guess what? Monacy wastes no time.
Just another clutch. Monacy knows that swing's coming. And he doesn't want to go into some weird delayed post-plant situation. 18-9 for him and another clutch for G2. Those MP9s are doing work. That's a moment Mulbs, I think, and just other teams in general need to take a page out of that. Some people lose a player and then start pushing every smoke. Mulbs sits in a smoke and underpass, even though he could have walked through. It was a second too late. Some might have tried it, but he said, my team's so good, I know that I can chill for a second, use my lurk later on.
Yep.
Being at a disadvantage when you've got, players you trust around you means nothing. And even if Mulbs hasn't found his stride right here, that little move saved the day for the team.
Yeah, I think trust really is the right word. There's just no panic. There's no ego in that moment. Snacks trying to make it happen up the catwalk. Good kill, but a big miss from Crimbo. Snacks' Galil chomps down 2. Crimbo given a chance, but fire at his feet. Players all around him. Not destined for round 16. It is G2 again and again.
Yeah, that was too many rough sprays and missed op shots on this round for Big. Not much else to say about it. And an excellent entry out of Snacks as well. That was sharp. Again, like you mentioned, first 3 rounds meant nothing, so want to get excited about the potential for a comeback, but Big have to show us some of the rounds with more protein, if you will.
I am all for Snacks kind of elevating this team with individual play if they are going to make the miracle run.
Yeah, where do you put G2 in terms of odds favorites on this major? Of course, Na'Vi up there, G2 up there.
I put Vitality, Na'Vi, and Honestly, Mouse.
Mouse.
And then G2 would be my 4th.
And then Spirit after that.
5. I think Spirit's collapse in Singapore really had me.
I feel like Spirit got to be more likely to be able to win, even if they can be sort of a glass cannon. But that's just for me because Mouse have never won a tournament like Kato or anything like that. So it's just like if they get their mental straight, you know. But yeah, today is going to change our perceptions of a lot of teams. Mouse and Spirit included.
Dude, you're not going to get one over him. Not one.
So free.
Honestly, going to keep it up.
It's just effortless with this guy.
It really is. A game like this, anyways, just feels like he is dancing his way to playoffs. It's a hop, a skip, and a 12th round in the bag. Bulb's able to activate, and you can just feel it now at this point. G2 exuding the confidence they need to very quickly get to that 1-1 pool and call it a day. You know, and I think that the conversation around G2, despite a loss to the Mongols, it won't be too shaken up, because you can even go back to the RMR when they lost that best of 3 versus 3D Max.
Yeah.
You know, everybody thinks that G2 can still win the major despite losing that BO3 to 3D Max. The loss to Mongols, I put it in the same kind of category.
Yeah.
You know, I smirk and say, it's G2 though.
Comes down to how many tournaments they close out and how many deep runs they have, and those outweigh the small losses in the middle.
So this one feeling like an absolute certainty, and like poor Big got the bad end of the draw. When favorites lose opening games, somebody's got to try to pick up the pieces. Big, the victims.
They're getting plowed. We had 2 CSGO finishes to start off the day here on the B stream. 16-13 games. This looks like it might be a catch-up if Big aren't careful. Low on grenades already on this decent buy. No off for Searson though.
B-site's been so free despite how many bodies throw themselves at it. Even Snacks coming through with double entries, but Bomb still floats here at 50 seconds. Options are all open. And Nico decides to be the tip of the spear to try and secure 13, to go 1-1 on the first day of the major for G2.
Oh, he let him by.
And poor Searson has to communicate to his teammates, your backline's compromised, Tabson, you're gonna have to step it up. I've let Nico cross. JDC able to lock in one towards B. That's good, but it will force the T's up through connector into the A play. They'll go, and it is Malt with the entry. Nico finally activating through the murder hole, and out come 3 gone from Palace, but it's just the one and done. Crimbo gonna try his absolute damnedest to chuck a 1v3 the other way. No chance. Monacy won't miss, and neither will G2. It's a best of 1 loss versus the Mongols, but the most convincing recovery you could ask for.
Yeah, they got absolutely mopped. Really impressive win here for G2. Unfortunately for them and their expectations, they wish they could have found this form